What's up everybody, it's your boy CB back at you with another video. So this video has been a highly requested video by many people, and it is Crosshair versus touch editing. I'm going to be going over the pros and the cons of each and kind of give you my take on which one you should be using. So before I get into it, I want to give you guys a brief history on editing in Fortnite Mobile. Not too in depth, but just so you guys get an idea. When Fortnite Mobile first came out, the only option was touch editing, and there wasn't edit on release because there was no crosshair editing. So editing was really slow for a while, but people got really good at touch editing, and the top mobile players could do like crazy fast edits that would still be considered really fast today, but they had to do so much. They had to go into edit mode, they had to drag their finger across the edit they wanted to make, and they had to confirm it because there was no edit on release. So it's not like when you released your finger the edit was confirmed. No, you had to go into edit mode, make the edit with your finger, drag it around your screen, and then confirm it. So it was so slow, but people got really good at it, and some people got so good at it that when crosshair editing came out, some people didn't immediately want to switch over to it. I personally, after like a day or two of it being out, I switched to it, but a lot of people didn't at first because they got so used to touch editing that they didn't want to switch because they figured, why waste all the progress I made up to this point and switch? Which is kind of a valid reason, but I just don't think that it's thinking it through all the way. The reason crosshair editing became a thing was because so many mobile players were requesting it because they felt it was one of the only ways that mobile players would be able to compete with console and PC players editing wise, as if crosshair editing was the thing. I personally believe that crosshair editing is the ideal method for editing, and it's just not going to be worth your time to try to get good at touch editing. Just work on crosshair editing if you're not already, and I'm going to give some reasons for why I believe that. With touch editing, you literally have to lift up your finger and drag it to usually the center of your screen to make your edit. If you're on a phone, that might not be too difficult, but if you're on an iPad, taking your hand off of where it is normally to go to your screen and make that edit is going to make it really inconsistent when you're going back and forth between the center of your screen and wherever the buttons are on your screen. And I also feel like whatever finger you would be using to touch edit, it would make that finger do not as well with the other buttons that it presses if it's always having to jump up and go into the middle of your screen. Another reason that crosshair editing is better is because after you make an edit, if you wanted to immediately shoot with a weapon, if you're using crosshair editing, your gun will be right where your edit was just made. So if you say, for example, had like a shotgun out and edited a window in a wall, your aim is already going to be right in on that spot where you made the edit. So it'll be so much easier to take a quick shot after you make the edit. Also, most people usually have their editing buttons near their building buttons and all like the buttons they normally use. So switching between editing and building and combat is way easier with crosshair editing if you're pressing buttons that are already near your combat and build buttons that you would normally be pressing anyways. I could go on and on about reasons why crosshair editing is faster, more efficient, and better, but just look at any competitive mobile player and look at whether they're using crosshair editing or touch editing, and just like realize that every mobile player that's really good uses crosshair editing. So if I haven't convinced you at this point, hopefully you can get convinced by just looking at one of the other good mobile players, because the chances are they're definitely using crosshair editing. And I feel like a lot of players that haven't played in a while, that got used to touch editing and then come back and start playing again, kind of want to stick with touch editing. Just know that any really good mobile player will recommend against it, even if it's not me or someone. Like, you're just gonna want to be better off practicing crosshair editing until you get really good at it. If you're trying to improve your edit speed, I've made many videos about editing fast and resetting edits fast, such as using double edit binds, which I definitely would recommend checking out my how to use double edit binds on Fortnite Mobile video. That video will help you reset edits much faster, as well as just overall editing tips to improve your speed. One of the settings you're definitely going to want to have as far as just like the general settings, is you're going to want to have edit on release enabled, so that the second you release the edit. So like you make the edit and then you release the button, it'll just instantly be edited. It'll speed up so much. And I also would recommend turning up your editing mode speed, which when you go into settings and like the sensitivities and stuff, edit mode sensitivity is one of the options, and I recommend having that amped up. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope I convinced any touch editors to switch to Crosshair editing. If it was helpful at all, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and make sure to have that notification bell on so you get notified when we go live and do our live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to be entered in our weekly V-Buck giveaway, all you have to do is like all the videos of the current week, comment something positive on each one of those, and be subscribed with notifications on. Thanks again, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.